Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattletales from Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a collective or general reading, so just be aware that parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and leave the rest. I already washed and shuffled the cards and just gave them a quick cut now, and we will take the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is represents traditional structure in the tarot, and that is involving both the spiritual realm and bringing that down to earth. And the energy is of a blessing. There's a blessing in the Hierophant's hand here, and this is about bringing in information, possibly about a blessing that's coming through. So that's the underlying energy. And it can sometimes mean that, like, the Hierophant is an authority figure, so it can sometimes mean that the blessing's coming in through some sort of legalities or from an authority figure anyway. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords. So this card is, sort of speaks for itself. This can be a heartache. This can be, what this also represents is a heartbreaking decision has been made. So this could be some information coming in that is coming in from the Hierophant regarding some sort of some happening. This energy, when you look at it, it's you can tell it's not a good really result, but when you look a second time, you realize those swords are very small compared to the heart. So this is something that you will be able to get over. And when you look at this card, that looks like it could be a cliff with a cloud, or it could be the shoulders and the neck and the head of a person. So this energy could be saying that this is something that is being spoken now, and that's like it's come to light, and maybe you just heard it, just found out. I'm just double checking that I have this set up correctly, because I've got my helper here and she keeps adjusting my seating. All right, that's my little cat. And so this, okay, so there was some heavy burdens. That's the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands represents actions that you've taken or someone else has taken that has caused some sort of heartache, and it's causing a burden. But generally, this card represents a burden that really doesn't belong to you. So it could be a burden you're carrying for someone else. This card also says that, like, those wands represent seeds that were planted, like actions that took place. And so when you plant seeds, then you end up with a crop, and this could be heavy with a lot of abundance. So it could have something to do with that. And the castle in the background is very close. He can't see it because he's like carrying, these heavy wands. But if he just was stopped and put them down, he would see how close he is to home. So this is talking about having some actions that you've taken in the past that maybe took a long time to come through, or it didn't seem like they were going to come through, that now you are going to be able to put that burden down and maybe receive the harvest from what these actions represented. So this could be good news for you about a heartbreaking, like it was heartbreaking situation you were in, and now you can put the burden down. So we'll see which way this goes. Oh, yay, we have the Ten of Cups here. So that's saying fulfillment, happiness. There's only 10 cups in the tarot, other than, until you get into the face cards. So this is ultimate happiness. This is like 10 cups of joy and happiness and fulfillment. So maybe you've been through some sort of a heartbreaking situation. It was a lot of burden, and now you can put the burden down. The Hierophant has brought a blessing in. Yay! Yes, and the universe. So this is speaking about a passion for new discovery. This is about an action, about taking action based on a gift from the universe and from God. So this is the end of a cycle of something that was really challenging. Yay. And the Queen of Swords is here. So the Queen of Swords has her head above the clouds now. This energy talks about someone who has clarity of the mind after being in a struggle, with the mind. And that she has her left hand reaching out, so she's willing to take this blessing from the Hierophant. She's facing him. She has her sword in her hand, in her right hand, and that's saying, like, she will be off with your heads if you don't come in correct. This better be a blessing, or don't even bother coming to talk to her. But I feel like the energy is moving from like some sort of bad news to a blessing coming in now. And it's a very like ultimate fulfillment here, like this represents love. So this can be an actual romance, or it can be, because of this card here, it can also be like some sort of action towards a business, or moving somewhere you want to move, or doing or being something that you love. And so this energy, whatever it is, it's a really, really awesome energy after having had a burden, and there's clarity now. So that, and we just, we had the full moon on the 4th, and I'm doing this reading on the 7th now. So that energy, the full moon shines light on situations, and perhaps like some information came in, or the situation changed with the full moon. And now that there's clarity here, the situation has changed significantly. Look at the King of Swords is here also. So the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, when they're together as a couple, quite often they represent someone that is, like, I'm just looking at it, like she's looking at the King of Swords, and she's got her hand reached out, but it was to the Hierophant before, and now it's kind of the energy of she's just staring at the king, and the king is not looking at her. So sometimes when these two come in together, it represents a couple that is separating, or they're divorced. They're getting divorced. And so if that's the action, the heartbreaking decision. Hey, sorry, my cat is chewing on the electrical cord. She's being a little bit of a brat here. And don't behave like that. If you chew the cord, you're going to get a shock. So this energy, whatever this is saying, the King and the Queen of Swords may be getting divorced, and maybe it's been finalized, and that's the energy that's coming in, and it's a blessing because it's been something that they both have been wanting. Because they're not looking at it, like she's looking at him, but feel like it was more like she was looking at the Hierophant, and he's not even looking at her. And the King of Swords is someone that is regarded very highly in society. He's professional, really good with words, cutting through the tape or whatever. Doesn't necessarily have to be what that is yet, but it kind of feels like that's what it is. This can represent a lawyer also, like someone that's in legalities. And sometimes when people are getting divorced, it is like it takes a long time, and it can be really a long drawn out affair is what's coming up. Oh, and the give and take of the Pentacles. Like, so yeah, having to do that. So I feel like what's happened is this settlement, perhaps they've been in court or whatever, getting a divorce, and now there's a settlement. That might be you. It was a heartbreaking decision to get divorced, but the marriage was burdensome. So this could be saying that it wasn't as happy as you thought it was going to be here. And now there's a passion for new discovery and separating. And this is the give and take of the Pentacles, like the health, wealth, and abundance that had been accumulated during the marriage. That's what I'm getting. So it's talking about with the the scales of justice here. This is plants that seeds that you've planted, and it's time to plant seeds, and then giving to one person but not the other because they already have something in their pocket. So this could be the Hierophant stepping in and dividing the assets, you know, and that kind of energy. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles coming in. And so, yeah, it's like 3 in the bush and 6. So it's kind of like the division of property is whatever, and remember the energies of these are archetypes. So the king could actually be a queen or a woman in her masculine energy, and the queen could be a male in his feminine energy. So whichever, and same with this, could be a male or a female. So this energy is about the division being like 3 for one, 6 for the other. So maybe there was a prenuptial agreement or something, but you notice like there's the 6 here, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And so this, whatever, I feel like this marriage, there was a prenuptial or something, and the abundance is being distributed in that way because of it. And so that's why one person is getting more than the other because of the scales of justice here. So that energy is the 369, and that is like Nikola Tesla talks about that, having that ratio, that you know, the energy of having to be able to sustain a business or whatever. That could be what it is. That 6 pentacles have to stay with one of them, and the other, and then 3 are given away, something like that. But the Hierophant is a blessing because he's got his hand in the form of a blessing. So this could be someone, you know, this could be a mediator, you know, like someone like that they figured it out. And then we have, okay, because this energy is talking about a walking contradiction. It's talking about make sure that you, if you're signing any contracts or agreements, whatever, to dot your I's and cross your T's. There's 2 swords standing here, and then there's 5 that he's sneaking away. So there could be, it could have been like this could have happened in the past, and there was some hidden money that was snuck away and wasn't part of this agreement, and now the Hierophant is stepping in and saying no, it wasn't a fair exchange or something like that. Could be something like that, or it could be just that, like in the marriage, it just didn't turn out the way it was expected. The reason this is a walking contradiction is because he's looking back at the past, and it looks like he's a thief, you know, stealing these from the village in the back there, and you know, sneaking away with them. But it could be someone that just was didn't want to fight. This energy could be like these 2 don't want to fight. They just want to get a fair agreement, and so they got a mediator, which would be really awesome. And they came to a strong agreement. That it could be either or, and you know, that because there's this happiness here, I feel like maybe this is like both of them are in agreement here. They feel like it's a fair deal. And now we have the 2 of Cups here. So the 2 of Cups represents like soulmates, and it also can represent one person that is really in connection with their higher self. But with this energy here, it feels like it's interesting because it's like this couple thought they were soulmates and they were really close and they had a passion together, but then it feels like it didn't work out. Yeah, the wounded warrior. So things weren't like they thought they were going to be. And so that could be coming from both sides. The Queen is clearly like in a place where she's got clarity, and she doesn't trust, I don't think she trusts this king. And that because she has some clarity about what happened here. So it feels like that kind of energy. And because I still get like she's looking at the Hierophant, and the King's not looking at her at all. So, and the Hierophant, if he's the one who's distributing, this is him making it fair. And it might have been quite a battle between them. Maybe it wasn't like, you know, a pleasant, like they weren't in agreement, and it took maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, could have taken like 8, 9 years to come to an agreement. And yeah, that kind of energy. So the Queen of Cups, or, you know, it could have been not months probably, because that's not usually how fast it happens. So this energy is, maybe they were married for 9 years, some sort of energy like that. And the 10th year just became too much of a burden, that kind of energy. They started off feeling like really good with each other. Then the Queen of Cups is sitting here now. So we've got another Queen here, and she's sitting on this happiness and burden. So I feel like, you know, it could have been something like the Queen of Cups is definitely someone who is ready for marriage. Like it's a mature, maternal, this would be like a conventional person, like someone that is like wanting to get married, ready to get married, has a lot of unconditional love. She's got a lid on her cup, which is the only cup in the tarot that has a lid on it. And that just is saying that she's a container for unconditional love. So this energy could have been like, it's sitting on the happiness and the burden at the same time. And the wounded warrior is also sitting kind of like on this energy. So there could have been another person that came into the relationship, and that's now why they're getting divorced. And then we have the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So this is like an energy of the gift is from the divine. And so as I was saying, the Hierophant is also a spiritual, so like it's spiritual justice as well as like on the 3D. So this energy is just saying the truth came out or whatever. The division is fair. And there possibly was a third party involved in this energy. Oh, and then the two of them, this could represent the two of them. Yeah, because this card can sometimes represent a third party. And there's 2 swords planted here, and then sneaking away with more swords for the new energy. And then there's the wands here, the wounded warrior. And this is, I feel like this energy is the energy of the marriage more than a person, really. Truth and whole truth. So the truth came out, and now the Hierophant has stepped in, and I feel like made it up. They've come to a fair agreement now. And maybe in the past there was some sneakiness going on, and some of the abundance, some of that they had accumulated throughout this time, that this energy is now sorted out. And we've got 10 here, and then we've got 9 here. So like that could be 19 years that it represents. So like if they were together a long time, if they were together 19 years, then that would, you know, explain that why there's 9 pentacles there. And then this energy is about not selling yourself short, having a strong foundation to stand on. This is about don't play small. And this is about, it is about pentacles again. It's about money, and it's about having a strong foundation to be able to, like, this is 3 levels of money. So maybe this energy now is going to allow the Queen of Cups to be in a position where she will be able to move on and have a strong foundation, whereas before she wouldn't have. And the never-ending nightmare is over. So that's sitting on this. So the battling, I feel like this could have been like a marriage that was almost like 2 decades, because the energy is, you know, all of these actions and the burden, and then, okay, the wounded warrior, the decisions have been made, and now this nightmare is over. And so good. And then, yeah. And it's like having to really, like, it was a battle, unfortunately. And so, like, there we have the 2 again. And then there's the 3, you know, there's been a battle. Sometimes this represents a battle within a person, or, you know, or a battles within the marriage, right? So, yeah, it feels like it's a good thing that it's been dissolved, and they could both move on now. Yeah, because this is the energy of juggling, of, you know, juggling 2 things, like work hard, play hard, one woman and another woman, one man and another man kind of energy, right? And it's sitting right here and on the sneaky energy. So the pentacles, there might have been some juggling here, and now it's come out. This information came out, and the money, the Hierophant has stepped in. So this could be a judge has stepped in and said, no, like, this has to be redistributed. There is regret here. There's 3, this is crying over spilt milk. So the energy is like really focusing on what you've lost rather than the 2 cups that are standing. So I feel that this card can quite often represent that there was 3 people involved here, and now it's kind of like he's looking over, or she is looking over these spilt milk, all of the, you know, the energy gone, everything that was drained away, and has regret about all of this. But there's 2 cups behind here, and so if they have a new partner now, you know, and this battle is over, maybe everybody can move on in a more, you know, pleasant way. And it's talking about letting go of the regret over what was lost and moving on with your life. And I feel like that's the energy. So I really feel like one of these partners decided to be with someone else, and that's kind of what this is about. Yeah, because the Tower hit. And in my oracle, this is the divorce card. So the worst divorce is from source, but when you're going through this kind of divorce, it can be a nightmare. And so this energy speaks about a reality check. So something happened, and there's regret over it. There is some juggling going on. And this card says, you know, juggle your options, but don't juggle your morals. And I just feel like that's what happened. And so, and then after that, there was this energy of hiding some sort of equity or assets or something, so that you would, you know, the person would be able to go off with the 2 cups here and have more to have a life. So lightning hits the tower, and then they're knocked out of their tower. So the castle's toppling over. So that it's kind of like, and one's really shocked, and the other one is kind of like they were expecting something like this to happen. So maybe the heartbreaking decision was to get divorced because maybe one of the people thought that it was a happy romance. And then we have the Page of Wands coming in. And I don't know, I just feel like with this energy here, this just talks about like kind of midlife crisis of, you know, going back to like the Page of Wands is it's a young man, like under the age of like 21, that kind of energy. And it doesn't matter what age you are, but he's really admiring his wand, and he's really focused on that. And I feel like that's the energy of, you know, a new passion came in. And I feel like on some level, because we have 2 gifts from the universe here, and I feel like this was like in, you know, maybe not right now, but in the end, it will be like, this will be better for both of them, better for everybody involved. And this energy is talking about, it could be like someone that was behaving kind of irrational, like following their passion rather than their logic. But, you know, sometimes that's what happens. And then, yeah, because then we have like, there's the 2 wands, and this card quite often represents moving on from like 2 people with a 3rd person again. So that I feel like that's the energy of this reading. And then, because this is what you have to work with. This is the obstacles to overcome, to have a good life, right? To have this blessing from the Hierophant. This is about having the courage to go through it and face everything and get it done. This is about multitasking, lots of energy going on also. And then, you know, when the reality check hits, like it's kind of like, okay, this is your heart's desires now. And this is like having the courage to let this go, because, you know, if they were together for a long time, it would be a lot of energy behind it. But it's time to face your fears around that and recognize, like, to move on, to have, like, not be in this energy. Like, no one wants to be sitting in this energy. Yeah. It's like, okay, now that's the end. The decision's made. All of this has been organized and it's done. The reality check is here. I feel like this was death to the marriage, like that kind of energy. And, but I don't feel like happiness like that. These people can never be happy again. It just might seem like it right now. And it might have been a battle and really, you know, not fun to go through. But this card is saying that there's a transition happening now. And, you know, this is about, you know, you're like, the king has been trampled. So that's kind of like, maybe these people thought they never thought in a million years that they would be divorced, and now they are. And it's, you know, it's not something that they started out, you know, they wanted a happy marriage. So, but in the end, this is the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's a transition. And, you know, it's like I feel like in this instance that it's saying that the castle, you know, they'll say your home is your castle, but it wasn't, it didn't work out. Like the home life didn't work out. And now there's all sorts of opportunities. Both these people, like, it's kind of like, yeah, you're really, there's regret and everything, but now both of these people are like able to move forward and have lots of opportunities for love, for whatever the abundance that they want. So the cups can mean love, and it can also, and so if one of them just fell in love with someone else, then that you know, maybe met their soulmate, and, you know, just got carried, like whatever, and now but this is saying there's opportunities for both of them, because there's 7 cups here, and they all have different gifts inside of them. And the gifts inside of the cups are, you know, they can be challenges, but they're possibilities disguised as challenges sometimes. So it might be challenging to look at a different life or be able to see these cups as gifts. But I'm getting that, you know, a year from now, like kind of energy. And this could have happened already. This could be happening now, or it could be about to happen. And this could have been happening, and they've maybe been apart for a long time, but they were still dealing with this energy here. And then there's the 3 of Pentacles. So this is about collaborating. It's sitting right on here on the juggling energy and the sneaky energy and the Tower and like all of this, like here, and the Queen, like in this position here, is just collaborating with people. Again, you know, there's a 3rd person out, and there's 2 people together here collaborating. So that it just speaks of, and then there's those 3 pentacles and the 3 over here. So take that how it resonates with you. The wheel is turned, though. This is destiny. The wheel of fortune is, it's time to move on. The past, present, and future come together in synchronicity. The wheel of fortune is like 3 wheels actually turning at once. And when everything is in the perfect timing, that's what I'm getting, then this energy shifts. And then the healing can begin. And then, yeah, this is saying, like, this is a new energy. This is like conception. So this is launching, like, new actions to launch a new life is what I feel. And it's kind of like moving forward for everybody. So that's, and all the hard work that, like, it's talking about, like, this was all a lot of hard work, and a lot of the energy here was about the pentacles being divided, I feel like. And it's kind of like starting over again with this ratio of money and being able to make it work again. That's just, it's typical divorce energy, really. Like, that's what happens if you decide to split up and you've been married a long time, you divide your assets. And so, but I feel like this energy is like both people working to move on. And I feel like it's not like fun energy, but I don't feel like it's a bad thing. Like, it feels like, oh, it's life. So there's a heartbreaking decision. The truth came out. The foundation wasn't as strong as you thought. It took a lot of courage to face everything. It ended the marriage, I feel. There's new being launched now because the Hierophant came in. This is about having to really work at it. And, like, now it's time. It's time that this happened. And I do feel there was a third party involved. And the reality check came when that was found out. And there's some regret over it. But, I feel like the regret was more over the pentacles, not over this person meeting their soulmate sort of energy. So that's just kind of how life goes sometimes. Let's clarify it and see what this is about. If you're enjoying this reading, you probably are like, oh, this is not like something I want to look at. But it may be telling you this is something you need to look at, like, or if you're in a situation, it might be saying it's time to do this. Like, go and talk to someone, get a mediator, do something so that you don't have to drag it out and, live a miserable, like, this is the light at the end of the tunnel. And so every problem can be solved with creative solutions. I'm just using my oracle, and this is Tales from the Vector, TAILS, from thevector.com. And I have the numbers of the paintings that are listed on my website on the cards here. So in the description box below, I will list them in the order that they show up if you want to take a look at that. I started it in 2007, and I completed the 64th painting at the end of 2020. And so now I'm just getting ready to bring the deck out, and, I'm gathering the information to write the book that goes with it. Okay, here we go. This is the Dissension. So there was there was some division here, like, well, clearly. And so there was like, maybe the person that is the third party in this situation was a friend of one of the married couple or whatever. And yeah, just like, what that would be like. So just say, it's just, yeah. And then we have death. So we have that here and here. So this is transition. That's what this represents. And perhaps this represents the rebirth, because death is very similar to birth. I feel like that's what it's saying. It felt like really hard death. And now there's rebirth here because this part of it is over. And, oh, yeah, temptation came in. That's like, that's showing up right there. And it says it like, in my oracle, the devil card is actually a bright hot pink background with a really beautiful adorned dragonfly, because temptation is, we're not going to be tempted by something ugly and that's going to be nasty like this. This isn't people's intention a lot of the time, but sometimes people get tempted, and it's going to be for something that is tempting, something beautiful, and a soulmate is a beautiful thing. So, it's that kind of energy. And I always cover the devil when it comes up, because you won't get the truth, because nobody's thinking straight here in that energy. And it's the karmic space of jealousy. And this is okay. This is really good energy. This is saying, I'd rather be better than bitter. So there's no point in staying in a relationship when someone wants to be with someone else. And there's jealousy. Jealousy is not fun to live with. And sometimes you need to move on, so that you don't want to be bitter. Like, no one wants to spend their life bitter. And then this is on the Emperor. So I feel like the energy of the passion for new discovery was the male in the relationship, or the masculine energy of the relationship. And then the Judgment is like this card in my deck. It's the same dragon. She's from the heart chakra. Because what this is saying is only God can really judge other people, because we don't really know what other people are going through or what they have been through. And so that's the Judgment also coming in here. Like, this is like the Judgment card in the tarot. But this is also my card of like the heart energy, like having, a broken heart kind of energy. And that energy is when, the saying that goes with the dragon is falling upside down for the heart chakra, and upright for the Judgment. But it's falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So you need to, in situations like this, you have to learn how to love yourself again and do what's best for you. You don't want to be in this energy of being bitter and angry, and, and really, forgiveness is it's a choice people make, and it doesn't mean you condone what happened. That's not the energy. It's about opening your heart back up to love, so that you can enjoy your life, and you're not going to be, I'd rather be better than bitter. And then we have the Manifestor here. So this is the Earth Star energy, and it's on both here. And so I just feel like this was kind of the energy between the two of them ended up being over, like, how are they, splitting, the wheel of fortune. So I feel like this more is like sitting on fortune, what they accumulated, and that took a while. The Hierophant came in with the blessing. And I love this, though. Like, look at this. There's the Death card here, and here's the Death card here. And then there's the Wheel of Fortune here and the Wheel of Fortune here. So it's saying, like, this energy is going to improve. This is resolved. So the good news is this never-ending nightmare is over, and both parties are feeling better about it, I'm getting, and that's what you want. This is the Aquarius energy. So yeah, like, we experiment in love, and sometimes, things don't go like we thought they were. Like, life is an experiment, really. And we've moved into the age of Aquarius from the age of Pisces. And this is about a totally different way. Aquarius energy is air, and Pisces energy, which was the age we were in, is water. It's and it represents two fish tied at the tail, swimming in opposite directions. So, this energy is like, moving into a totally different way of being, like a fish out of water. But when you have two fish tied together at the tail and they're swimming in different directions, it's not a fun, environment to be in. And then we have the Tower again here. So, yeah, and that's the divorce. But the worst divorce is from Source. So, yeah, this is saying that this Tower, where is the Tower? When did the Tower happen here? Here. So the Tower actually happened when this energy, the sneaky energy, was found out. And that created this. And so we have indifference. We're all in it together, and it's a work in progress. And that's the truth. Like people don't usually intend to hurt each other in this way when they've been married this long or whatever. It's just maybe the way things went, you know? Yeah, and the lovers. So that's like the strong foundation here. It wasn't there. That's what's coming up. The truth is that there was some indifference here. That's what I'm getting. And so the marriage was a pipe dream. But I mean, sometimes that can last a long time. And maybe at first it was really great, you know? And then strength on strength. So this is saying, yeah, the integrity wasn't there. This is saying actually that the integrity wasn't there from the beginning of the marriage, like for at least one person here. So it wasn't, it wasn't like from the very beginning, this marriage was not in its integrity for whatever reason. And then we have disruption. So yeah, like this energy is, I'm sure the two soulmates are having fun, but what's fun for some is not for everyone. And it's kind of, of course, this is a major disruption in your life if you're getting divorced. And the Scorpio energy is the sexual gladiator. So like that's what Scorpio energy is about. It's very like deep emotions, and it can be about elevating each other up or getting in, trying to conquer. But the best energy that when Scorpio is in, when they're at their best, is when they are uniting people. And I feel like that might be this energy here of the Hierophant. This might be someone or a mediator or someone that stepped in and then it's talking about this card's coming up so much in my readings. And I feel it's because we're moving from 2025 into 2026. And I feel like this is like, if this is happening for you now, and it's kind of sad because it's right before Christmas, look at it from a new perspective, because what this is perfect energy for moving into the new year. The cycle of like 2025 is a 9 year. So all the way, like 2020 was a 4 year. So this might have been in like 2016 kind of energy, that kind of energy. That it could have been going on that long, like, whatever this is. And so that energy is now over. And when we move into 2026, 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10. And so 10 breaks down to a 1. And that is like the energy we're moving into for 2026. It's going to be a whole new ball game is what I'm getting. And so what a good time, at the end of this year to let that go. I'm just getting that it's hard because it's right at Christmas, but if you're in that holiday energy, but in some ways it's like a gift also, because you're moving forward at a really good time that the universe supports it. And then we have the Capricorn energy. So that energy is about all the possibilities that are in the challenges. I feel like this could have a happy outcome now, and both, it could be a really good thing now. So if you're in that situation and you feel the need, like, you need to talk to someone, make sure you do so and get the good advice that, the best advice that you can get. And then, allow yourself to enjoy life again, because everybody deserves to live a good life. And, we're moving into a new year here, a 1 year. So this energy, if you enjoyed this reading, do like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you resonate. And I will be back with another daily reading for you tomorrow. Bye for now. Okay, little kitty. Oh, did I wake you up?